Hello and welcome back to the Everyday Speaking Podcast. I'm your host, John.
And I'm Sarah. It's great to be with you all today.
It is, and Sarah, I am feeling a little bit hungry today.
Oh, really? Me too, actually, which is perfect because today we have a very delicious topic.
That's right. Today we are going to talk all about food and cooking at home.
Yes, we'll be talking about our favorite things to eat, what we like to cook, and even some useful words for when you go grocery shopping.
It's going to be a fun and tasty episode, so let's get started.
Okay, John, let's jump right in. If you could only eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Wow, that is a huge question. One meal for the rest of my life.
It's a tough one.
It is, but I think I have an answer. It would have to be spaghetti and meatballs.
A classic choice? I love spaghetti and meatballs.
Right? It's just so satisfying. The warm pasta, the rich tomato sauce, the tasty meatballs, it's just perfect comfort food.
Comfort food is the best. What makes it your favorite?
Well, besides tasting great, it reminds me of my childhood. My mother used to make it for our family dinner every Sunday.
Oh, that's such a sweet memory.
It is. The whole house would smell like garlic and tomatoes. It was the best smell in the world. So for me, that dish is connected to happy family feelings.
That makes complete sense. Food is so much more than just food. It's about memories, too.
Exactly. So I've told you mine. Now it's your turn. What is your all-time favorite meal?
My choice would probably be chicken stir-fry with lots of fresh vegetables.
Oh, that sounds really good and very healthy.
It is. I love how colorful it is. You have the green from the broccoli, the red from the bell peppers, the orange from the carrots. It's like eating a rainbow.
A rainbow on a plate. I like that.
And I love the flavors. A little bit salty from the soy sauce, a little bit of spice if I add ginger, and all the vegetables are so crunchy and fresh.
It sounds delicious.
It doesn't really have a special memory like your spaghetti, but I love it because it's a meal I feel very good after eating. I feel healthy and full of energy.
Okay, so we have our big favorite meals, but what about our everyday meals? Let's talk about breakfast. Are you a big breakfast person, Sarah?
Oh, 100% yes. I cannot start my day without a good, solid breakfast. I feel like my brain doesn't work without it.
Really? So what is a typical breakfast for you?
Well, on a normal weekday, I'll have 2 scrambled eggs with a piece of whole wheat toast, and maybe an orange or a banana.
That's a very balanced meal.
I try, and I always have a big cup of tea with it. I'm a tea person in the morning.
Interesting. I am definitely a coffee person. I need my coffee.
So what do you eat with your coffee, or is it just coffee?
It's almost just coffee. I'm really not hungry when I wake up. I usually just have one piece of toast with butter and jam and my big mug of coffee. That's it.
Wow, that is so different from me. That little breakfast would not give me enough energy to last until lunch.
See, for me, it's fine. I start getting hungry around lunchtime. What do you usually eat for lunch?
My favorite thing for lunch is leftovers.
Leftovers? You mean food from the dinner before?
Exactly. If I make that chicken stir-fry for dinner, I always make extra. Then the next day, I can just heat it up for lunch. It's so easy.
That is a great idea. It saves so much time.
It does. I don't like making a big meal in the middle of the day. If I don't have leftovers, I'll just make a big salad with some chicken or beans.
That makes sense. I'm a sandwich guy for lunch. Turkey and cheese is my go-to. It's simple, and I can make it in 5 minutes.
Simple is good for lunch. So it sounds like for both of us, dinner is the main event.
Definitely. Dinner is the biggest meal of the day for me. It's when I have time to relax and enjoy my food.
So let's talk about making that main event, dinner. How often do you cook at home, John?
I try to cook most nights. I would say I probably cook dinner at home about 5 nights a week.
5 nights? That's pretty good.
Yeah, I try. Sometimes after a long day of work, I feel tired and I really don't want to cook. On those nights, I might just order a pizza.
I totally understand that. Some days the idea of chopping vegetables and washing pans is just too much.
Exactly. What about you? How often are you cooking?
I'm about the same as you. I cook from Monday to Friday, but on the weekends I give myself a break. On Saturday, my husband and I almost always go out to eat at a restaurant.
Oh, that's a nice tradition.
It is. It feels special. It's our date night. We like to try different places. Sometimes we go for Italian food, sometimes Mexican.
I love that. What do you like most about eating at a restaurant?
Honestly, the fact that I don't have to do the dishes afterwards.
That is a huge plus.
It is, but I also like the atmosphere and trying food that I don't know how to cook myself. What about you? Do you enjoy eating out?
I do. It's a nice social activity to go out with friends and share a meal. But I also agree with you that it can get expensive if you do it too often.
For sure. Cooking at home is so much cheaper.
And often it's healthier. When I cook, I can control how much salt or oil I use. At a restaurant, you don't really know.
That's a very good point. You have total control in your own kitchen.
Right, so I think a balance is good. Cooking at home on most days and eating out for a special treat.
I agree. That's the perfect way to do it.
Okay, you've mentioned your favorite chicken stir fry a few times now. I'm curious, could you walk me and our listeners through how to make it? Let's pretend I've never cooked before.
Of course. It is one of the easiest recipes, so it's perfect for beginners. The first step is to prepare your ingredients.
Ingredients. That means all the food items you need for the dish, right?
Exactly. So for this, you need about 1 pound of chicken breast. You'll want to cut it into small, bite-sized pieces, about 1 inch big.
Okay, cut the chicken into small pieces. Got it.
Next, your vegetables. You can use anything you like, but a good combination is 1 head of broccoli, 1 red bell pepper, and 2 carrots.
Mm-hmm.
You need to wash all the vegetables first, then you chop them. That means you cut them into smaller pieces. For the broccoli, you cut it into little florets. For the pepper and carrots, you can slice them.
All right, so all the food is cut up and ready to go.
Yes. Now for the cooking part. You need a big pan. A special pan called a wok is best, but any large frying pan will work. You put the pan on the stove and turn the heat to medium-high.
Okay, hot pan on the stove.
Add about 1 tablespoon of cooking oil. When the oil is hot, you add the chicken pieces. You need to stir the chicken, which means you move it around in the pan so it cooks on all sides.
How long do I cook the chicken?
For about 5 to 7 minutes, or until it's no longer pink inside. Then you add the hard vegetables first, the carrots and broccoli.
Why them first?
Because they take longer to cook than the bell peppers. So you cook the carrots and broccoli for about 3 minutes, stirring them around. Then you add the sliced bell peppers.
Okay, that makes sense.
Cook for another 2 or 3 minutes. You want the vegetables to be a little soft, but still have a bit of a crunch. Finally, the flavor. You pour about 1/4 cup of soy sauce over everything and stir it all together. And that's it. You can serve it with some steamed rice.
Wow, that really does sound easy and very fast.
It is. The whole thing takes maybe 20 minutes. So now it's your turn. How do you make your super simple spaghetti and meatballs?
All right, my recipe's probably even easier because I use some shortcuts.
Shortcuts are great.
First, get a large pot, fill it with water, maybe 3/4 full, put it on the stove, and turn the heat to high. You need the water to boil.
Boil. That's when the water gets very hot and makes bubbles, right?
Exactly. Once it's boiling, add a big pinch of salt to the water. Then you add your spaghetti. You just drop it in.
Mm-hmm.
You'll cook the pasta for about 9 to 11 minutes. The packet usually tells you the correct time. While that's cooking, you can prepare the sauce. This is my shortcut. I use a jar of tomato sauce from the store.
Nothing wrong with that.
It saves so much time. So you pour the sauce into a smaller pot or a saucepan. You heat it on medium heat. My other shortcut is that I buy frozen, pre-cooked meatballs.
Very convenient.
Yep, I just add maybe 8 or 10 meatballs to the sauce. You let the sauce and meatballs simmer together. Simmer means to cook on low heat. You do this for about 10 minutes.
So by then, the pasta should be ready.
That's right. When the pasta's done, you need to drain it. This is important. You pour the pasta and the water into a colander, which is like a bowl with holes. The water goes out and the pasta stays in.
Okay, drain the pasta. I have a colander.
Then you just put the pasta on a plate, spoon some of the sauce and meatballs over the top, and you're done. For extra flavor, you can sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on top.
Delicious. 2 fantastic, simple meals for anyone who wants to start cooking.
Okay, so to make these delicious meals, our listeners first need to go to the grocery store.
That's right. The first step of cooking is shopping. Do you make a list before you go, John?
Always. I have to make a shopping list. I write down everything I need for the week. If I don't, I always forget something important, like milk or eggs.
Me too. I also find that if I don't have a list, I buy more junk food. I see a bag of chips and think, ooh, that looks good.
Yes, the list helps you avoid temptation. So let's imagine we are walking into a grocery store. The first thing you do is get a shopping cart or a smaller shopping basket.
Right. Then you start walking through the store. The store is organized into long rows called aisles.
And each aisle has a different category of food. For example, there's the cereal aisle, the pasta aisle, the canned goods aisle.
And then there are special sections, usually around the outside of the store, like the produce section.
What can we find in the produce section, Sarah?
That's where you find all the fresh fruits and vegetables. Apples, bananas, lettuce, carrots, everything we need for my stir-fry recipe.
And then you have the dairy section. That's where you'll find milk, yogurt, butter, and cheese for my spaghetti.
Exactly. There's also usually a bakery for fresh bread and a meat department where you can buy chicken, beef, and fish.
And a frozen food section where I would find my meatballs.
Yes. So you walk around the store, down the aisles, putting all the items from your list into your cart. Once you have everything, where do you go?
You go to the checkout counter. This is where the cashier scans your items and you pay for your groceries.
That's right. So do you do one big shopping trip for the week?
I do. I usually go on Saturday morning and buy everything I need. I don't like going to the store multiple times a week. How about you?
Same for me. One big trip. It saves time and helps me plan my meals for the week.
We've talked about what to cook and how to shop for it, but let's talk about the act of cooking itself. What do you enjoy most about it, Sarah?
That's a good question. I think for me, it's the process. I find it very relaxing. After a busy day, it's nice to come home, put on some music, and just focus on chopping vegetables.
Right. It can be almost like meditation.
It can. It's a nice way to switch my brain off from work. I also love the feeling of creating something, taking all these separate ingredients and turning them into a delicious meal.
What's your favorite part?
For me, the best part is eating the final result.
I think my favorite part is sharing the food. I love cooking for other people. When I have friends over for dinner and I see them enjoying the food I made, that's the best feeling.
Oh, that's a great answer. That is very rewarding.
It is. But now for the opposite question. What is your least favorite part about cooking?
Oh, that's easy. The cleanup. 100%.
I knew you were going to say that. It's the worst.
It is. You make a beautiful meal, you enjoy eating it, and then you turn around and there's a huge pile of dirty dishes, pots, and pans waiting for you in the sink. I hate that part.
Me too. It's the price you pay for a home-cooked meal, I guess. My other dislike is when a recipe goes wrong.
Ugh, yes, that is so frustrating.
I tried to bake a cake once for a friend's birthday. I followed the recipe exactly, I thought, but it came out of the oven completely flat and hard as a rock. It was a disaster.
Oh no, what did you do?
I had to run to the grocery store bakery and buy a cake. It was embarrassing.
Well, it happens to everyone. Cooking is a skill you learn. Not every experiment is a success.
That's very true.
Speaking of experiments, I feel like we've talked a lot about our main meals, but we've missed a very important food group.
Same here, Sarah. It's been great.
But it's been so much fun. I feel like I've learned a lot about your food preferences today, John.
You're right. We might make our listeners too hungry.
Now you're making me hungry again. We should probably stop talking about all this delicious food.
Who doesn't? A warm, freshly baked chocolate chip cookie is one of the best things in the world.
That's fair. I'm usually a savory person. If I want something sweet, I'd rather have a piece of fruit. But every now and then, I do crave a good chocolate chip cookie.
I think I like a mix of both. Sometimes I want something salty, and sometimes I want something sweet. It really depends on my mood.
It's true. It's so personal. And it's interesting how some people prefer sweet snacks, like you with your ice cream, and some people prefer savory snacks, like me with my chips.
Ah, connoisseur. You see, this is what I love about food. Even with something as simple as a snack, there are so many opinions and preferences.
I'm not picky about the brand as long as they are kettle cooked. They have the best crunch.
I like to experiment with different flavors, but I always come back to chocolate. It's just reliable. What about you with the chips? Any particular brand?
Ice cream is a classic. You can't go wrong with that. Do you have a favorite flavor, or is it just chocolate?
For me, it has to be ice cream. A big bowl of chocolate ice cream with some whipped cream on top. It's my ultimate comfort food, besides the spaghetti.
I know, I love it. If I open a bag, I have to be very careful not to eat the whole thing in one sitting. What about you? What's your guilty pleasure?
Ooh, a strong choice. The flavor is so intense.
Oh, absolutely. My weakness is potato chips, specifically salt and vinegar potato chips.
Also a very solid choice. But what about the not so healthy snacks? Do you have a favorite guilty pleasure snack?
That's a great choice. Very healthy. I love that too. My healthy choice is usually a handful of almonds and a banana.
My healthy go-to is an apple with peanut butter. It's crunchy, a little sweet, a little salty. It checks all the boxes for me.
Me too. The 3 p.m. slump is real. What's your go-to snack?
I can be. It depends on the day. If I have a light lunch, I definitely need a little something in the afternoon to keep me going until dinner.
I hope our listeners found it helpful and maybe a little bit inspiring to get into the kitchen and cook something.
I hope so too. And now I'm officially very hungry. I am definitely making that spaghetti tonight.
And I might have to make some stir fry. To everyone listening, thank you for joining us on the Everyday Speaking podcast. If you enjoyed today's conversation, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our community of English learners.
We'd love to know what you like to cook. You can tell us about your favorite home-cooked meal in the comment.
Until next time, take care and happy cooking.
Bye, everyone.